Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Update from the front. I got two articles coming from the Ukrainians and one article coming from the Russians, so we keep it kind of balanced. The Ukrainians give us a general update of the front. The Russians give an update providing us with a map and little bullets with different colors represent different things. So I'm going to start with the Ukrainians, and then I'm going to switch. I'm going to go probably back and forth between the two weasels. First, Ukrinform. It is from today, the 19th of April 2023. Ukrainian forces repel over 40 Russian attacks in 4 sectors. Ukraine's defense forces on Wednesday repelled more than 40 enemy attacks in 4 areas, with the fiercest battles being fought in the cities of Bahamut and Marinka in the Donetsk region. Now I'm going to show you how the Russians give the updates, 19th of April 2023. So this is Ukraine, this is what used to belong to Ukraine, and these are the bullets. The red bullets means that the Russians shelled Ukrainian positions. Blue bullets are Ukrainians shelling Russian positions. Yellow bullets are the locations where the Russians downed Ukrainian drones or helicopters or aircraft. And we got the black ones, which are where the forces actually meet face to face, the infantries. So here the Ukrainians talk about four sectors, and I talk about the fiercest battles being in Bakhmut and Marinka. So the 4 that these guys are mentioning are located here. This is Avdiivka, this is Bakhmut, this is Marinka. So the fiercest are here, Artemovsk, that's how the Russians call it, so Bakhmut and Marinka, these two. And the 4 fronts are Marinka, Avdiivka, Bakhmut, and probably Liman, which is somewhere in this area. So let's go back to the Ukrainians. According to Ukrinform, the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces said this in an evening update posted on Facebook, and I'm quoting, "The enemy, at the cost of heavy losses, continues to focus its main efforts on conducting offensive actions in, as I said, Liman, Bakhmut, Avdiivka, and Marinka." Those are those 4 right here. Pam, pam, pam. So here is, this right here is Luhansk, this is Donetsk. So in this area is where they focus their attention, the Russians. Throughout the day, more than 40 enemy attacks were repelled in the said area of the front, end quote. The update reads. Have you noticed that the clown doesn't smile anymore because he's so concerned with the Ukrainian nation? Or his public relations company tells him, hey, you gotta appear a little bit serious, you know what I mean? Otherwise people will remember you as a clown. So this is a serious clown. Alright, without the makeup. In total, Ukrainian combat aircraft carried out 7 strikes on Russian troops' concentration areas. Ukrainian rocket and artillery units in turn hit 2 areas where enemy manpower, weapons and military equipment were stationed, as well as 2 enemy ammunition depots. During the day, the Russian army launched 3 missile strikes and 37 airstrikes, including using drones, as well as 57 attacks using multiple launch rocket systems against the positions of Ukraine's defense forces and populated areas. As a result of the enemy attacks, civilian casualties. Okay, it was established in the temporary occupied territory of the Luhansk. Okay, we're not reading this. Why? Because these things are just too, how should I put it, not too much logos, but too much pathos. And pathos is not reasonable, or sometimes. I don't want to read that either way, if the Russians are saying or the Ukrainians. I let other people do that. At the same time, Russia continues to use civilian population. Okay, I again don't use that. I'm going to go to the next article. Ukrinform. AFU restrain offensive in Bakhmut, where Russia deploys largest number of forces. So this supposedly is somewhere in the catacombs of Bakhmut somewhere. All right, so let's see what's going on. This is another update. On the night of April 19th, Ukrainian air defense units eliminated Russian manpower and equipment in Bakhmut direction, and in addition 2 more drones, Zala and Orlan. According to Syrskyi, I think this is Syrskyi, like here a general, and I think I know he is. According to Syrskyi, in Bakhmut direction remains the epicenter of the Russian offensive. So right here, Artemovsk, Bakhmut. Now that one, this one. And I'm quoting, the enemy is concentrating the largest number of its forces in Bakhmut and dreams of taking the city, but dreams come true sometimes. Dreams of taking the city completely under its control. However, the defense forces are holding back the enemy's offensive in dynamic battles, inflicting significant losses on the enemy. The Colonel General said, that is Syrskyi. Now, please look at this one. So, they are dreaming to completely take control, but the Ukraine defense forces are holding back the enemy's offensive in dynamic battles. So let's see how they hold back in Bakhmut. Let's go closer. All right, this is Bakhmut right here. Does it look, and this is Ukraine right here, and this is Russian forces. Does it look to you that they are holding back here? They're holding the Russians back? Look at this and look at this. Do you think so? I'm sorry, it doesn't look that at all. So let's see what the Russians are saying about Bakhmut. The Wagner Group stormed the building of the former clothing factory named after March 8th, which served as a powerful fortified area for the Ukrainian troops, where they transferred reserves to hold positions in the central quarters of the city. The private military company detachments liberated 3 quarters in the northwestern, central and southeastern parts of Artemovsk/Bakhmut. In a day, airborne units blocked it from the northern and southern outskirts. So this is per Russians. So this is what I'm going to go back to Syrskyi. As Ukrinform reported earlier, according to Deputy Defense Minister of Ukraine, Hanna Maliar, Bakhmut has already become the most expensive operation for Russia. All right, well, the harder you fight in order to achieve a goal, the sweeter the success, the accomplishment will be. If you go and you fight an enemy and you kick his butt in no time, it was easy. But the harder, the more you're going to remember that as a fantastic victory. That's why a lot of people remember, for instance, Stalingrad, not only because that really changed the whole course of the Second World War, was the tipping point right there, but because it was a big struggle between all the forces involved over there. So let's go back to the Russian map, and I'm going to go one by one, not by one, but at least the main points, main bullets, and see what they tell us about the war. So according to the Russians now, so we had Ukrainians telling us, now we got the Russians here. You have here in Kharkiv Oblast, all the red things are bombardments. Here probably the Russians annihilated some guys, sabotage reconnaissance groups, let's say. Russian forces foiled the Ukrainian sabotage and reconnaissance group. And the rest are just, let's say this, what did they bombard it? Russian troop destroyed an ammunition depot of the UAF's 3rd Tank Brigade. Let's see what's here. Units of the Zapad group of forces disrupted the rotation of the UAF formations. So that's it. Here probably they destroyed a drone. Air defenses, Russian air defenses shot down a Ukrainian drone. Here, the same thing, another drone here. Let's see, this seems to be an airplane. Frontline aviation shot down a Su-25 aircraft, the Ukrainian Sukhoi. Let's see what they down here. Frontline aviation shot down a MiG-29 aircraft. Is it from Slovakia or from Poland? Which one is it? Now let's see what the Ukrainians did here with the black. Yeah, that's black. Blue bullets. Ukrainian forces fired 3 155mm shells at the village. See, that's why I don't read these things, because the Russians, when the Ukrainians are successful, say it was a village with civilians. When the Russians always, when they destroy something, the Ukrainians say, oh, there were some children, old ladies, ladies of the night, and some vodka. All right, we read what Bahamut is here. Let's see what's over here in Konstantinovka. A fuel depot for the military equipment of the UAF's 17th Tank Brigade was destroyed. And again, here are shellings by the Russians. Here, let's see what the shelling by the Ukrainians did. Probably going to say, well, some civilian infrastructure. Let's see. Ukrainian forces fired 4 MLRS rockets at the city. Okay. In Donetsk, the same. The 8 155mm shells at the city, Donetsk. And here, Ukrainian troops shelled the 4 districts, an AGM-88 HARM anti-radiation missile, 20 MLRS rockets, and 61 shells were fired at the city. So the Russians say these guys fired more than the Ukrainians say they fired. Okay, what happened here? This is another airplane. Su-25 destroyed. And let's see what destroyed here. Another MiG-29 aircraft. Frontline aviation shot. So it's three MiGs or 2 MiGs and a Sukhoi. Was that a Sukhoi? And 2 Sukhoi. So 2 Sukhoi 25 and 2 MiG-29. Let's see what happened here. Russian forces foiled a Ukrainian sabotage and reconnaissance group, and another one right here. The same thing. So here, pam, pam, pam. Now we move here to Zaporozhye. This seems like the Ukrainians hit a few times, the Russians shelled a few times. They're not meeting one another with automatic weapons. Here, this is the Kherson region. This is in the south, right here, the most south, and this is the Crimean Peninsula. It's both shelling one another. Let's see what they downed a drone here. Air defenses shot down a drone, and all these are bombardments. The blue ones by the Ukrainians and the red ones by the Russians. Let's say anywhere else. Did I miss anything in the north? Yeah, we're right here. So it seems like the Ukrainians shelled within Russia in Bryansk Oblast. So probably they're going to say a civilian village where this was attacked. Let's say what they say here. Head of the region said that the Ukraine armed forces had shelled the village. There were no casualties. A residential building. Blah, blah, blah. That's why I don't like these things. Right here, head of the said that UAF attacked the building of the military registration and enlistment office using a drone. No one was injured. Oh my. The glass in the building was partially blown up. No one was injured because there were no recruits over there? Nobody registered? I guess so. So here is the situation, my friends. This is the update of this little thing. And interestingly enough, so 2 Sukhois 25 and 2 MiG-29s down. Interesting. Bring them more, right? It's interesting that now they have Sukhois and they have MiGs, because as of now they were just downing drones or a helicopter from time to time. Rarely a Sukhoi 25. I haven't heard the Russians downing a MiG in a long time, maybe 7-8 months. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.